Hey, what's going on, Appliance Boot Camp? This is Mike Sneed coming to you. I want to thank everybody for joining us this week. Got a couple more days before Christmas time is here. I've been in the Christmas, the Christmas and the Christmas. I guess I can say I've been on the Christmas break for about a week now. This week I'm actually here at the shop, just working on stuff that I like to work on. I've been working on my little truck and just tinkering around in the shop. I want to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon. Want to remind everybody on January the 20th of next year, January the 20th, we're gonna have our ABC Appliance Bootcamp hands-on live event. Like I say, that right there is open to people who bought the online, who have done at least 20 service stops. They're able to come. If you would like to come and you would like to get it, and you don't have it, it's $3,000 if you want to come to the hands-on live. If you don't have that and you want to get it uh, finance, we do have financing available. There's a link in the description that you can actually get financing. Also, I want to let everybody know we're gonna have an ice cream parlor boot camp also on the 23rd. So the appliance boot camp, that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Monday we do the ice cream parlor boot camp. The ice cream parlor boot camp. If you buy the online version, comes with the hands on. So that's 500. You get the online and the hands on. Or if you just want to come to the hands on live for the ice cream parlor, that's $250. And that one you can bring your family, your actual business partner, your wife, whoever. Because that right there is something that I want a family to actually grow and build together with that ice cream parlor. It's something that you can use to create generational wealth. Also, we're gonna have the national convention going on. That's gonna be June the 15th through the 17th. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be pushing that a lot more after we get done with the hands-on live event. We'll be then putting our focus on the national convention. And if you hadn't already, we have our book that's out. Let me grab it. I want to thank everybody who's been buying the book, man. It's been going really good. I really appreciate it. We have the book, How to Start an Appliance Repair Business, the blueprint. The link is in the description, or you can go to Amazon and search and find it. I'm really appreciative of everybody who has bought the book. I mean, I really appreciate it. Y'all been leaving me some great reviews. I really appreciate that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Like I say, it's the holidays. I'm into the holiday spirit already. I'm not doing much this week. I'm actually just I've been celebrating for about a week now. So I'm gonna be real quick and get into the topic and try to get out here fast. All the thing that's going on right now. A lot of people talking about Master P and Romeo. If you don't know, Master P and Romeo, they had some words, and Romeo kind of put everything out on Front Street on the internet, um, and kind of saying that they don't have it, that they don't have any money, and I don't know if that's true or not. It answers a lot of questions for me. It answers a lot of questions for me that I had going on in my head. Some people are thinking that Romeo is bad. Some people are thinking that Master P is okay. There's a bunch of stuff going either way. So I'm gonna give my personal experience, and I can kind of be honest. I kind of see Romeo. I kind of see Romeo. And the reason why I see Romeo, people say, oh, he need to get out here and grind on his own. He need to get out here and make it on his own. He's ungrateful. He's spoiled. We don't say that to Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son. We don't say that to the Kennedys. We don't say that to nobody else. We don't say that to the Bush's kids and all that. We let them go out there and do all their stuff. But at the same time, we tell the African American kids that they got to start from scratch every time. That they got to start from scratch, and a lot of times you're not able to start from scratch and compete. And I told y'all this story before, and this goes back. I'm going. And when I saw that with Romeo, my mind went back to the time I told you all. when my son and my daughter, they was going to a private school, and at this private school, every so often they used to do these auctions where they bring in all these different things. They auction off. Somebody have a vacation home in Argentina. They auction that off for a week, and you bid on it to raise money for the school. They used to raise over $100,000 for school doing this. At the time, it wasn't but a handful of African American families there, and we never bid on anything because the stuff would go for thousands of dollars, and at the time I didn't have any money to bid on anything. After about 4 or 5 years of going to the auction, and I would mainly at those times I would be going because my son and daughter they'd be doing something at the auction. They had the different classroom to participate and do stuff, and then they'd do auctions in between. So with that, what's it called? I would go. But one year after I had really started making a little bit of money, I said, okay, I'm okay right now. I'm gonna actually go there and I'm gonna bid on something. And so I never forget it was a pair of NASCAR tickets that was coming up, and I'm not really big on racing, but father-in-law and my brother-in-law they love racing. So somebody had box seats to the NASCAR event, and it was this one guy, his daughter and my daughter, they actually done cheerleading and stuff together. They were doing competitive cheerleading where we was traveling across the country and stuff. And so it come up to bid. Uh, he's bidding for the NASCAR, and I'm bidding for the NASCAR. Not thinking we're about the same, because I'm thinking, hey, I don't know what this guy does. I really doesn't know what he do, but I know I'm pretty strong at that time financially. So we bid, and I remember the price got up to about maybe 2,500, 3,000 for the tickets, and so I'm winning. So the guy, we get there, the guy backs off, and it's about to what's it called? I'm about to win the actual prize, and then out of nowhere, this older guy raised his hand. So I said, okay. So then I go to bidding against this guy. It get up to about maybe 4,500, something like that. And I said, okay, I'll back off. I let the guy have it. And so afterwards, everybody was clapping and stuff. And then, they had like little intermissions and stuff in between. So in between, they came over and thanked us for bidding and stuff and helping us raise money. And so I see him talking to the guy who beat me. So I asked him, I said, hey, I go there, we talking, like I said, we see each other a lot of times on the chilling circuit. So I go there and I'm asking him, I know him, but I don't know the other guy. So he introduced me. He said, this is my father. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. So we talking, and then from there, they like everything. We just figuring out what each other do. I come to find out, I tell them he knew that I owned the at that time the appliance repair business and electrical contracting business. Mike owns the electrical business and the appliance business. I'll tell him about. Okay, he said, yeah. We I said, what do you all do? They told me they farm. They own a farm together. Oh, okay. How many acres? We got maybe at that time they had about maybe 2,500 acres of farming that they done. Okay. How long you been doing it? Oh, my great great grandfather started it, and it just got passed down through the generation. And I was like, oh, okay. And so from there, the grandfather, well, the grandfather, his father, the grandfather, the guy who beat me, the grandfather, him and I started talking. So he told me that time that he had like maybe 3 or 4 grandkids that went to the school. And I was like, okay. I was like, I said, all their parents here? And he said, no, I paid for all of them. So now I'm thinking, I said, wait, what's going on? He said, yeah, I paid for all the kids. And I'll say, yeah, I said, our kids do the competition. He was paying for about 2 of his granddaughters to do the cheerleading competition. And I knew how much that was costing. He was paying for them to travel. And so the grandfather was doing all of this, and the son that I thought that I was battling, he didn't have to pay for any of that. All he was working on the farm, still making a living, but all that money from 3 or 4 generations, I was having to compete against. And as soon as I thought that I was beating the son that's my who I thought was my peer, the great grandfather, his money popped up and started kicking my butt. And from there I realized, I'm at a total disadvantage because my great grandfather and even my grandfather didn't have the opportunity that his grandfathers had. So all I got passed down, I had to start from zero. God didn't start from zero, but I'm looking at him thinking that we are the same, that we are the same people, that we are competing against each other. In reality, he's 3 or 4 generations ahead of me. And so, and why that's important is because, uh, and why this is important with Romeo, what he's saying, when we start trying to build these communities up and stuff, these guys go out and make millions and millions of dollars and don't build or say nothing for the next people coming. So we start to say, oh, they spoiled this and that. There's no way possible. You make all this money and within one generation, you don't have anything to pass down to the next generation. We tell them they got to start from scratch. It shouldn't be that way. This is, I don't, like I said, I don't know everything that's true, but it's starting to answer a lot of questions for me. I'm going to show you something that he said, and I've been saying this forever because I know, like I said, I don't make nowhere near the money they have made in touch in their lifetime. Um, but I had these questions because with me, the little bit of money that I've been able to get, I know what I've been able to do with it. So everybody's seen this post, but this is the one who got me right here. Uh, right here. This is right here. Well, somebody wrote this. Nah, I feel you, P. You gave them kids a good life and opportunity. What they do with it is on them. They ain't come up poor or needed anything. Now, this one caught me right here. I've been asking these questions. I've been asking this question for years about these guys. I said, why their kids are trying so hard to get scholarships? Because I've been saying that because it ain't that hard to, if you running a successful business, it ain't that hard to pay for college, and their kids are out here running and trying just as hard to get scholarships as the kids in the hood. But this what got me. All of my siblings are broke, bro. Never. This is not somebody. This Romeo. He said all my siblings are broke, bro. Never even had money to afford college. I, that's starting to make sense to me. And nothing is wrong with that. We just shouldn't paint. We just shouldn't paint a certain life that isn't real. One big house to stunt in is a minimum way of thinking. And that's what's been going through my mind. Because I've been saying, if these guys making all of this money and they don't touch all these millions of dollars, why I don't see them downtown? I don't see them buying up and building anything. Why I got to see their kids out here trying to compete with my with our kids to get scholarships. That shouldn't even be anything for them to get scholarships. Because once you start making the money and your business start to, and you start to realize a lot of this education stuff is BS. Because I done told my daughter several times to tell them what they could do with that nursing degree. When you start thinking about it, I done told them I'll say 2 or 3 times, forget about nursing. Let them have it if they want to act like that. It ain't like you're gonna be making a buttload of money. You're gonna be putting all these hours in. I can easily show you how to do it. Matter of fact, if you come sit with me, you be making it now. Don't even have to worry about the nursing stuff. So I've been saying that, but I've been wondering what they've been doing with it. And I've been saying they have all these huge cars and all these huge mansions. I don't see them building up no cities. Because if you have $1 million, you have $1 million out here. You imagine what you could do. I had about 300,000 when I came down to Selma. I had about 300,000 when I came down to Selma, and I almost flipped a small town with 300,000 cash. I almost took over a small town. If I at the time if I had about 200 or 300,000 more, I could have took a small town over. And just think, these guys supposed to make millions of dollars, and here it is, a generation, not even one generation in, and they ain't got nothing for their kids to have. And we telling our kids they gotta start from scratch. Nobody else tell them that. Abdul and Ron, my old business partners, their fathers and stuff won't tell them to start from scratch. They won't. They went back to India to get money to come back to compete with. Same thing. I know plenty of people. I have to be careful because, like I say, people are watching, and I have to be careful. Uh, uh, just another thing. I've been saying it. Man, we've been living month to month since I was 18. This Romeo. Um, and say it's just a mirage. I've been saying it. I've been saying it. I don't know. I've been saying it because I've seen people who I saw. I seen the guys who had millions of dollars. I saw it in their bank account, and I saw how they moved. Don't know, but when somebody start coming to you and they're gonna teach you business, and they start telling you this broad stuff. You got to hustle. You got to flip. Lord knows if they start trying to preach to you about God and this and that, you can forget about it. They trying to run a game on. I have yet. I kept saying I have yet to hear any of them tell you exactly how they done it. I have yet to hear any of them tell exactly how they done it, and I haven't seen anybody come behind them doing the exact same thing. You all, I had a call from a guy right before I came on. Shout out to the guy from Arizona who called me and let me know that he what's call that he took the course and he could not believe it. He was so excited. He called me. He said he had made $1,000 in 3 days. He said he did not believe that somebody would pay him $85 an hour to work on appliances. And he said he had just made $1,000 in less than 3 days. And him and his wife were so excited. And not only that, that his kids now they're looking at that profit account, and his kids now are saying, "Hey, when are we going to take a vacation?" Because they see it grow. And each time we got to wait till the end of the quarter, we're going to do something. But that's the stuff that I don't see coming out of so-called the business gurus and stuff. And then, and the main thing why it hurts us when this stuff happens, because you all are the real business owners, the real business gurus. Y'all the ones who are going to get us out of this stuff and show us what real entrepreneurships are. Not say you all that's doing appliance boot camp, you all who have real businesses that's going out there to the marketplace. Y'all put yourself on. Ain't nobody chose you all and gave y'all anything. You all put your own businesses out there, and you go out there and compete, and you all know how to get it now. Not only that, you all know how to do your finances, and you all are looking towards the future. You're looking towards the future to actually build something for the next generation. Like I tell everybody, if you look at if I show you my dog tags on there, it says P1322, and that stands for Proverbs 13:22, and it got my wife and my kids' name on it. And what that does stands for, a good man leave an inheritance for his children's children. So every morning I wake up when I get in the tub and shower and all that, that's a reminder of what I'm doing it for. It ain't for me, it's for my children's children. So I got to make sure my grandkids are okay. And so these guys who make all this money, I never see them talking about how they pay for those kids college tuition and stuff. We've shown you all how you actually can pay cash for them. Y'all see me Y'all see me write the checks. Y'all see me this last summer show you all how to actually get preparing of compressors. How you can actually take your money and just do a compressor repair and actually take it up there and pay cash. Y'all saw me pay cash for the first year just by doing appliance repair and showing you how to allocate your money and stuff. That's the stuff that we're looking for. We're not looking for that stuff. You gotta hustle and you gotta flip and all that. No, we don't want that. And the other thing too, you gotta get out of just trying to just trying to market and get in the middle of stuff. I'm tired of that too. I'm tired of seeing them telling us that where you want to white label stuff. You don't want to do the hard stuff where you go out here and you have millions of dollars, but we don't want to go out here and actually figure out how the stuff is done. We just want to, oh, let me put my name on it and advertise it, and then it fools us to make us think that you own it, and then 2 or 3 years down the road, you back on the internet crying because you say they ain't gave you your percentages. They won't show you the books, and we think, well, you own it, don't you? And nah, I'm supposed to get a percentage of it, and I just advertise it. And you make us think that you own the stuff. We got to do the hard work. The hard work is not sexy. It doesn't look good for my hands to look the way they do. It doesn't look good for me to have to actually come here and have to have on work boots and stuff. Somebody told me, hey, Sneed, it's a little different doing businesses because you have to fix all your stuff and you build all your stuff from scratch. You buy your stuff cheap and build it. That's because I ain't got the cash to pay cash for it. You all look at people doing this with and Romeo. What Romeo say? Let me find what he said. What he said is, hey, let me find out what he said. When he's telling, if all he had to do, he said their expenses ain't for like 15,000 a month. But the problem is that he want to use 100,000 a month to give off that image. And he said we ain't got the money to do it. So even though he had some cash flow, that cash flow was gone to put out the image that they had. So really you just as broke. You might think you're living good because you're what you call you're in this neighborhood and you're driving this car, but you broke. You broke. And I like I say, that ain't no good feeling to have all that debt on you. That you broke and you say a death by 1,000 cuts, and so you what you call you're constantly broke in this thing, and you're not making no cash, and now you end up taking away from the next kids, and eventually they're gonna come take the stuff. You ain't gonna have nothing to leave behind. You don't have, and from what I've heard, I don't know, but I don't even think they own the house. I think they lease the house, and so you don't own any of this stuff, and you just paying this cash, paying this cash, paying this cash, and we got to get to a point where we got to have ownership, and you got to want it. I mean, you got to be ready to. I'm, I'm telling you, for this appliance stuff and for this entrepreneur stuff to come, you got to want it. You ain't gonna just walk out here and the universe gonna let you run a business. It's gonna come up and fight you, and you're gonna have to be ready to put in a fight to get it. I was talking to somebody this weekend. They're in the process of starting their ice cream parlor business, and they're going out to their first event. And their first event, everything in the world that could go wrong was going wrong. And the person was talking about they was getting discouraged. They was like, I don't like this. I want things to go smoothly. And I was having to tell them that's not the way business works. When you get ready to go out here, if you get ready to plant a seed in the ground, you don't think the crow is going to come and not going to come and try to get it. You don't think the caterpillar is not going to attack it. You don't think the universe, you don't think the sun is going to try to burn it up. You don't think the water is going to try to drown it. You don't think that the other grass around it is going to try to beat it up and kill it. No, but you got to do. That's the way the universe makes sure that only the strong survive, and weeds out the weakest one. But that's the stuff that I was telling them that you have to learn to love. I love that. I told them, I said, it's kind of like when I used to play sports when I was in high school and stuff. You know, trying out, you try out for the sports, and then once you try out and you make the team, then the worst part about it was the next month or so. The next month or so, all you're doing is practicing. You practicing, and you to the point I'm ready to play. I want to play and see what we really got. You want to get into a real game. Well, that's what I look at when you get ready to start your business. No, you talk about it. You talk about it. You talk about it. You read and do all this. All you're doing is just practicing, practicing, practicing. So now I want to get out there. Once you get out there, and the universe start throwing lefts and hooks and or they start running a press on you, you got to now break it and go. And that's what I love. That's the competition stuff that I love, and that's what I love about business. Once the business get up and running, and I get everything running smooth, I kind of lose interest in it. I like the building of it. I like getting in there and learning it and making it do what it needs to do. And you gotta have that. You gotta have that thing where you ready to fight for this business. You got to. And I'm telling you, do it for your family. I don't. I hope Master P and them figure it out and get things going. But I can honestly tell you the problems that Romeo was stating uh, with uh, with him and P right now. I can honestly tell you a good appliance repair business can solve all of those problems that they're having. I don't have a problem paying for my kids' college tuition. I ain't had a problem paying cash for my kids' private tuition. Um, I don't have a problem. I'm not living no paycheck to paycheck, no month to month. Most of the people you talk to in appliance repair, you talk to them. They some of them a year, 2 years ahead already. We not living month to month. We're living 1 or 2 years ahead. I already know right now, but next year, with 2023, I know what 2023 is going to look like for me. I know about how much money I'm going to earn because I already got it planned out, and I got a roadmap. It's kind of like going to your GPS, and you say, hey, teach me. You say you type in to get into old fashioned ice cream, 124 North Rayford Street, and your GPS gives you a roadmap, and so you know if I follow that roadmap, but I listen to the GPS, I'm going to get to the ice cream parlor. Well, that's the same thing that we do with our lives and with our businesses. We sit down and we forecast, and we know if I do this, I'm going to make this amount of money in my business in a year. Now, granted, just like sometimes if you have roads that's under construction, you have stuff that happen on your way to different destination that you're trying to go to, it slows you down. But you're somewhere a lot closer to it than if you had never started. So even though if I might not make the final destination, I'm gonna be very close to it wherever I'm at, and so I'm not gonna be far off. And that's what we do as entrepreneurs and business owners. Same thing. If you buy the appliance boot camp, I'm giving you the roadmap. You follow that roadmap, you make $100,000. If I told you how much you would really make, you think we were lying. But you can make $100,000 with that if you just follow the simple steps I give you. Now, if you become like a lot of the guys and young ladies that are doing, where now you know these steps and you become innovative and you start being more efficient and start doing other things, you can double and triple that. And that's what they do. They force down. They sat down maybe a month or two ago and already planned out 2023. They know how much money they're going to make. They know what they need to get to those money. They know in different months what they're going to be at. They have all that stuff planned out, and now they just working their plan. And that, man, life is easy like that. Life is easy like that. And I don't understand how I don't understand how they can go month to month like that. If you I don't see how they live in month to month like that. If that's true what he said, I don't see how they live in month to month. If you're an entrepreneur or business owner, because entrepreneur, you got to be at least a year ahead. Most of them 5 or 10 years. Some people who are really good, they 50 to 100 years out. So they know some stuff that they won't be able to do in the next in their lifetime. But they got other people coming behind them that's going to get it taken care of. And so that's the stuff that we have to get on and start doing. We got to start learning how to really do business. We got to get away from this Hollywood type stuff that we're seeing as entrepreneurs. And that's not it. I'm telling you right now, and it don't matter. People say with the kids they're entitled and this and that. That's not true. I know many people right here in this little small town who had substance abuse problems with drugs that weren't the best of kids in their younger days, but their parents built and bought properties and all that stuff for them. And right now, your kids are paying that person rent, and those people ain't got to work. Their parents didn't say, "I ain't gonna give them nothing," or this and that. No, they still set it up for them so that your kids still have to pay them rent, and they still don't have to work. They still around here. They got themselves together and they living well, but they not hurt. Versus what we want to do, we want our kids to have to start from scratch every time. That's not right. We should our kids every time they come up, they got to get started from scratch. We always talk about Dr. Claude Anderson. That's one of the things he always said. In most races, when a baby is born, they already got 60 to 70% of what they need to function in life. All they got to do is put together about 30 or 40%. Versus African American kids, most of them when we're born, we have zero. We have zero to start with, and you got to put together all 100% of what you need to be a functioning person. And if you have any type of slip up between birth to get to where you're gonna go, you're gonna be in trouble. And we got to switch this stuff around. We got to switch this stuff around. And this is not nobody counting masterpiece pockets or none of that. This stuff that we need to talk about. This stuff that we need to talk about, and we got to get it out there so that the real entrepreneurs, you all, can actually now start teaching people how to really run businesses and stuff, and show them that it ain't. You got another thing they always say. Well, if no, most African American businesses don't have but one or two employees, they not really no business. BS. You can be a one man shop as an appliance repairman, and you'll make three times as much as you would working for somebody. It doesn't even it doesn't even make no sense for them to tell you that. Oh, you don't have them. Well, that's fine. If I'm the only one employee in that shop and I'm making 150, 200,000, I'm okay with that. I can go be one of I was one of 3,000 employees at Nortel at the time. I won't make no money as an engineer. So I came out with one employee with Sneed Electrical Appliance, and I almost double, triple my salary. So I'm stupid to stay just so I can say I work for one for 3,000. Then some people say, well, if everybody can't be a boss because everybody a boss, who's gonna have a job? You can be bosses on different levels. Just like everybody can play basketball, but everybody ain't gonna be LeBron James and everybody ain't gonna be Michael Jordan. But you can't go out there and play at your own capacity. Sometimes it might be just a little hobby that you do. You ain't getting paid for it much, but it's a little hobby that can make it. That's what you can do. You're gonna have a little small business that supplements stuff. But you got to be in control of something. And that little small business, you start using that to set aside to buy property and stuff like that. That eventually gets you to the point where you can totally step away. But you don't want to be totally putting yourself totally dependent upon no company, especially when you get to be my age, getting to the 50s and up, because you know that the cut man coming for you soon. You know that the axe is gonna come, and you're the first ones to go. But once again, I'm gonna read some of the stuff that we got going on in the chat, and then I'm gonna get out of here. SQ Services LLC. So what's up, family? Hey, how you doing? Mike, what's up, Mike? ABC fam. Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna if you would like to come into the live, that's the actual link into the live right there. Untamed Kango. Hey, Mike. Hey, folks. Hey, how you doing, Untamed Kango? Frank Evans. Y'all hit that like button. I got my book, Mike. Really and really nice. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you all. Thank you. Sean C. Good evening, Mike and ABC fam. Hey, how you doing? Mr. O. Little Romeo doesn't have his father hustle. He's been famous since a boy. If he can't make it any money, then Master P son, he needs to come to Appliance Boot Camp. Yeah, no doubt. He definitely needs to come to Appliance Boot Camp. But like I say, a lot of that, we got to put some back on P also. If I go out here and I make millions and millions of dollars, I gotta make sure that my family is straight. And am I gonna want them? Am I gonna have nepotism and stuff? Yeah. You just saw Joe Biden set up his son Hunter. Look at all the crack and stuff Hunter does, all that stuff he done. But he set him up with a contract he knew nothing about doing. But he made sure that he was straight. Yep, laugh out loud. Romeo's spoiled. Yeah, he's somewhat spoiled. He's somewhat spoiled. He's somewhat spoiled. But they made him that way. You saw when he was little, and they whatchamacall, they done like the TV, they do like the crib stuff, and they got him a little house behind the house. Supposedly he 13, got all these new cars and stuff. So yeah, you made him like that, and then later on, we don't think he still don't feel like he's supposed to get there. See, this is another thing too that we do. If Shout out to North Carolina Central. I hate to say that Lord knows I hate to say that, but because I'm an A&T graduate, and if you don't know, A&T and Central is just don't get along. So, but I gotta give them props. Shout out to North Carolina Central for winning the Celebration Bowl. But if you were watching the Celebration Bowl, one of the big surprises out there was what's it called? Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner. We didn't know that his nephew played on Jackson State University, and so, but everybody automatically said, started saying, no, because his nephew played on that team, then now they had there's so much stuff that could have went right with that. His nephew playing on the team, now you got direct connection to the NFL commissioner, and so nepotism's supposed to play, and that everybody said regardless if he's good or not, he going to the league. Why do we think that they so everybody else? The other thing was surprising. He African American. He got an African American nephew. He's adopted, but if he's at JSU, he's definitely African American. He at JSU. But the other thing, with that, we automatically assume everybody else is supposed to take advantage of nepotism, and we not. We supposed to tell all our people, you got to get it from like I got it. He's not. I don't think he's supposed to. He's supposed to have some of the drive, but I don't think he's going to have as much hustle as P has. A plus Appliance Repair LLC. Aloha, ABC family. Hey, how you doing? Greg B. What's happening, Mike and ABC? Hey, what's happening? Daryl the Finisher. What's up, Mike and ABC fam? Hey, how you doing? Yep, they left. Drex Griffin, Peace ABC family. Hey, how you doing? Quentin Hodge. Hello, Mike and ABC fam. Hey, how you doing? My app. What's up, Mike? ABC family. Hey, how you doing? What's up? That's my niece. Hey, how you doing, Felicia? Thanks for joining in. Paul Brown. What's up, Mike and ABC fam? Hey, how you doing, Paul? My app. Lots of fake gurus out there talking about business but not doing it. Yeah. P is good, but I think a lot of times a lot of people have talked about that. Um, they came along right at the nick of time when record labels and stuff were putting on young African American artists, not artists, but putting on producers like so. They're looking to duplicate all the stuff that's going on with Death Row, Bad Boy, Murder Inc. So they were actually you had big actual record labels who was actually putting money behind people to actually do this. But no, they won't press in those CDs. They have no distribution like markets or nothing like that. They're just mainly marketing as such. But they just got a huger percentage of their money and stuff. That's why you don't see any of them left. I think the only one still left maybe Cash Money might be the only one left, and they was late. They was kind of later in the game. But everybody at that point in time was having a record label. You had Jermaine Dupri and all them, but none of them never really. They weren't like Universal, Arista, or nothing like that. They just there was a point in time where people were putting you on. Um, they put you on, but you didn't ever go create it. What you all are doing, you all ain't nobody putting you all on. That's why I love Appliance Boot Camp. I love the appliance repair business so much, man. That's why I love it so much because appliance repair, you ain't got nobody ain't got to put you on. It ain't like the union state, and you got to go and try to get into the union and get somebody to put you on. Nah, if you want to decide that you want to open your appliance repair business right here today, you open you up an appliance repair business and you go compete. The guy don't want to give you a job. Hey, that's no problem. I'm going to go compete with you. I'm going to go and actually get make compete, and I'm going to try to take market share from you. I'm going to go out here and make my own business and do it myself. Ain't nobody putting y'all on. Y'all put yourself on. That's another reason why I love that ice cream parlor business too. I ain't got to go to Hershey's or nobody. No, hey, I got a small Hershey's right next door, and I want to compete against Hershey's. You go get your Hershey's butter pecan and bring my butter pecan out, and we're gonna compete against this thing. So that's why I love that. where you actually it ain't none of that stuff, no white label, nothing. We take the raw goods and we make it just like they take their raw goods and make it, and we can put our product beside each other. And I got total control over it, and I ain't got to worry about nobody saying I can't get my percentages and none of that stuff. I don't care nothing about that. I make the percentages. I get 100%, of that. Ain't none of that stuff. Later on, like a lot of times, what happens with some of the shops, Hershey's or some of the places might say, hey, we're gonna take the product out because you're not selling it as fast, or we got somebody who's bigger, who's buying up this area, and we giving it to him. We ain't gonna give it to you. I got into one shop like that where they had been doing Hershey's for a while, and Hershey's told them, that, hey, they weren't gonna give it to them again because they had a bigger outfit that was coming in the area, and they didn't want him to compete against them. So he came to me, and we put it out there, and that's one of the things he loved to do. He loved to go head to head with Hershey's and another company. I ain't gonna call that company name, because yes, I will. I'll call it because it's nothing bad. Great competition. You go against Hershey's and Simply Natural. They set up in the same area, and he said that we beat them. That's the honest way he told me. He said we beat them every time. He said they go buy their ice cream. When they come by, I just give them, hey, just eat some of mine and come back. And it's the stuff that we make. We give it to them. And he tell them just eat it and come back. He said the next week they coming back to see him. And so that's the stuff I like. I like to get out there and compete. Pristine quality appliance repair. We should wear passing down businesses and assets to our kids like a badge of honor. Teach them the game, and when it's time, hand it off to them so they can build upon what you start. Yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to do. It was funny. Last week I told you all I had to go to a meeting. Where I was at the meeting, unfortunately, two of the members' parents had died, and they were having a discussion. Their discussion was their parents had a bunch of property and a bunch of assets, and they had the assets and stuff in trust and LLCs and stuff, and they were talking about they're having to go and get. There's like it was a big hassle because they were having to go to get the assets and stuff moved around and stuff. They were having to go get stuff notarized, and they have to have something notarized with a gold leaf and all. They were talking about all the different channels they had to jump through to be able to pull it out, the assets and stuff, and get it back where it needs to be at. The way their parents and stuff had instructed them to do it, it's not as easy as just it's protected, and you got whatever they have to go through. I'm gonna actually talk to them. I talked to them a little bit, but I'm gonna actually talk to them in private so I can actually tell my kids how they do it. But anyway, they were talking about the process they was going through to actually to get the assets and get them separated amongst everybody. And I told him, it's funny. I get to see both sides of the equation. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I get to see one equation where you all happen to figure out and go through the hassles of jumping around through trust funds and LLCs to get property and assets and stuff reallocated. And then I see the other side where people have to do GoFundMe to try to put somebody in the ground, or you got to do a GoFundMe for the feed somebody family. That's another thing too. Uh, we got to tighten this thing up. I saw one of the content creators. Unfortunately, he passed. He was an older guy. He was older. I think it was 56, 57. He passed, but his family now had a GoFundMe to raise money. He wrote a bunch of books and all of that, and then then take care of his stuff with his family. That's the other thing too. If you buy the blueprint, the blueprint I wrote out everything, the different insurance policies and all that stuff that you need to have to protect you and your family. Because that's what I do to protect my family, all that stuff. But that guy didn't have anything. Now they got to do a GoFundMe for his family. I couldn't believe it. Appliance professional. There you go. I started an appliance repair LLC in my daughter's name. she has a tech and a virtual assistant. She is 25. One day she will understand the magnitude of this gift. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It comes back. Like I say, my oldest daughter right now, she's starting to come back around. Every so often I ask her how's things going. I want to keep pushing her. I tell her, I said, then when she bring it up, she'll tell me we do this, this, this. I said, okay. I don't want to keep pushing her and push her away from it, because now she's actually starting to come around. But yeah, they'll come back around. They'll come back around. Life is funny like that. Life will make you come back around to this day. That's great stuff, man. Applying for yeah, that's what's up. That's awesome. Yeah. DCNL. Yeah, what's going on, Mike and ABC fam? Hey, how you doing? Uh, we have to make the mud. We have to make the mud so we can get it out the mud. Yeah, we do. We do, no doubt. It's rough. It's rough. And like I say, many a times, um, uh, uh, many a times I say I wish I had taken my not that I wish, but many times I look at it and I say if I didn't take all my cash and dump it into other business, into property and stuff, I have a bunch of cash I've been looking at. But at the same time, I wouldn't have the ability that I have now. I was telling somebody, matter of fact, this morning, I'm on vacation for the last week. I'm gonna be on vacation till after Christmas. So I kind of haven't really been doing much, not really asking a lot of emails and stuff. I just needed to kind of detox and de-escalate a little bit to get ready for the new year. And I was telling somebody, I was like, I can push the clutch in and just let it coast. And I was like, it was a good thing. Um, Even though not really doing anything, and little businesses were bringing in $400 or $500 a day. Man, that's a great feeling to be able to create that. And then beginning of the year, I'll go ahead and let the clutch back out and put it in gear. We'll get back at it. But to actually be able to just coast and not have to worry about it, and especially right now during Christmas, and be able to enjoy family and buy presents and stuff, it's a great thing. Uh, Daily revenue. Hey, Mike, waiting on my book. You said it goes over the five bank accounts, right? Yeah, yeah. I got in the book. It goes over the five bank accounts. You'll get it. Matter of fact, what chapter is that? In the book is going to be chapter. It'll be chapter six. Yeah, chapter six in the book. It goes over the five bank accounts. Hey, that's my niece. This topic needed to be spoken on for sure. Thanks, Felicia. Yeah, I'm the crazy Uncle Mike that says the crazy thing. Well, a lot of my nieces and nephews early on, and they might have thought I said weird stuff, and I done crazy things, talk crazy. But as they got older, a lot of them starting to come back around. And so Uncle Mike ain't as crazy as he thought. So Felicia is one of them. She's actually interested in entrepreneurship now too. So, all right. Appliance professional. A maintenance guy hit me up at Marcone, 61 years old, and a property maintenance company was bought out and laid off. What? And laid off the entire maintenance staff. You're talking fast. Yeah, it is. It is. Oh my God, I feel sorry for him at 61. To get laid off like that. I feel so sorry for him. Because to get laid off, it's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling. I remember when I first got laid off, I thought it was the worst thing in the world when I got laid off. Uh, but it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. So uh, sorry at 61, and see that's another thing too. A lot of these guys, like the guy that I said they had to do the GoFundMe. He's 56 and ain't paid for his house and just trying to start a family and stuff. You can't do that at no 50s. You can, but you better have things together and straight. And most of the time at that age, most people are we looking to retire and not to be out here humping. And you looking to actually looking more for grandkids and stuff. Uh, Red team. Hello, good evening, guys. Hey, how you doing? Uh, Greg B. Self-made, self-made. Yep, no doubt, no doubt. Mike, I think to sort out these online gurus, we got to ask about results. There are professors, etc., who have no one who has been successful using their method. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We definitely need to look for more results going forward. And I'll be honest with you, I can't say that. Yeah, we gotta start looking more for the fruits of the people who taking their stuff and go. Um, and some of the stuff they do is um, I gotta leave that alone. We gotta start vetting, especially us as African Americans, because we take it for real. Like you, what you're saying there has with Romeo and Master P. He has a lot of people shook. We don't want to believe it. We don't want to, and we don't think that the previous generation. Most of us don't think the previous generation owe us anything. They do. No, we gave away everything. We gave the generations before us squandered everything. That my grandfather and my great grandfather in their generation built. Here it is. You don't. One time you had a Major League Baseball league, um, and there you had with that you had stadiums, you had people doing concessions, you had actual team owners, you had the whole team African American, you had the scouts, you had the newspaper that was writing on them, you had all of that, and we gave it all of that stuff up to get into Major League Baseball. And now you look 40 years later, you don't even have probably three African Americans. I think Dusty Baker just won the World Series. There's not even one African American, um, what we call a descendant from slaves, on the team. Now you ain't got five probably in the whole major league because of that. You gave up everything you had to get into Major League Baseball. Now you're totally out of Major League Baseball. You don't have anything in Major League Baseball. And we give up all of that money. Look at all the hospitals we had. Let me give me a second. Let me find my book. All right, this book right here. I don't know if you can see, it, but this right here is what they call the Green Book. And this is the book back in the days, if you were getting ready to go travel, you would actually get this book, and it'll tell you all the black-owned places that you could stop. Because you just couldn't stop nowhere back in the days. This is 1959. So they tell you where you could stop and eat in hospitals, hotels and stuff. And I do this a lot. I'll sit here and I'll look here and I look at all the hospitals we had. Even right here in Smithfield, they had a black hospital right over there in Smithfield. But we had our own hospitals in every town. We had our own. We had so many restaurants and stuff. And now I don't even think we got a black restaurant down here in Smithfield and stuff. Not that I know of. We got one that's coming, but we don't have anything. You had all of that. Just think that you got a black hospital. Look at this. You gotta have black nurses. You gotta have black doctors. You got you gotta have all of that stuff. Now you don't have any of that stuff. All that stuff is gone, and and we don't have anything. Don't have nothing because we don't want to build, and we think money. We think money. Now, going back to that, I hate the thing with Dion. If you had a chance to look at that football game with Jackson State and Central this past weekend, that was probably one of the best football games I've seen in the last 15, 20 years. I mean, from beginning to the end, you had a great game. Both teams played now, and you had the best talent out there, and they put on a magnificent show. Everything from the beginning to the end. That's where we were at. We was there, and all they needed. That guy Travis Hunter, man, he's it. I think he's better at wide receiver than corner. but we was ready to make a turn. You was ready to make a turn, but you for money, and we think it's okay to sell out for money. Oh, we can sell out for money, this and that, and then this is the thing too. This thing with this, I get so tired of them coming to us as African Americans and preaching to us. Oh, God told me to go here and do. Now God I told you all that, but he ain't told you to stop shacking. And, oh, anyway, but they get us with that. They get us with that stuff all the time. And there you go where we have a chance to put on a great product. We got everybody. I don't even know who playing in the BCS championship series. I don't even care. I'm totally tuned out from that, and I was watching the Heritage, the Celebration Bowl and stuff. I want to see who was going to play, how it was going to do. I don't know who playing in the BCS championship. We had all our attention there. We got all our money and stuff there. All the other stuff was going to come. But we got don't get me going. Don't get me going. Don't get me going. And like they say, oh, Jackson State is in the hood. What's more hood than South Central LA, where USC is at? You can't get no more hood than that. And they had crime there. I think that I don't know, but didn't they have a mass shooting right there in Colorado not too long ago? So it's crime everywhere. Anyway, hey Mike, I saw the other day with Fantasia the singer. She was saying these stars don't have the money you think. I know they don't. Romeo just proved that to me. Romeo proved that to me because he answered a lot of questions that I had going on in my head. I've seen guys that really have money, and I've seen what they do to it. I see what Abdul and Ron them do to a town. I seen how they come in there and flip a town. And like I said, I saw with me with just a little bit of cash. I was that far away. If I could have got the churches, I tried to ask the churches. I asked them. I said I tried to get the churches. I said, look, it was during COVID. I went to them. I said, hey, you can't take no you can't go into the churches right now, but you still taking up offering and tithes. Let's get our money, come down here and pull it together and buy these businesses, buy these buildings. If I could have got them on board, we could have bought this whole town, the whole sale for nothing. I come here, the whole town was for sale for nothing, and I could if I could have just oh boy, if I could have got them on, we could have owned this whole town. We could have owned this whole town, but but you start to realize, and then you wonder why we can't. Then this other thing too. They we wonder, well, why they don't give us why the entertainers and the singers and stuff, the rappers, why they don't give no money? We just found out they all their money going to put an image out to you. So they ain't got no money to give. They ain't got no money to give. All their money goes to where this jewelry, these cars, try to live in these gated communities that don't own the property and stuff. And then they take all their cash that they got, their cash flow, and just constantly paying out, paying out. Then y'all wonder why I say I go pay cash for these $3,000-$4,000 cars. They ain't got no money to do anything but to keep the image up in front of them. That's all they got, to keep the image up in front of them. I say that's why a lot of the YouTubers know. If you don't know already, a lot of this course money and stuff drying up on YouTube. So what happened? Because after the pandemic, you can make a bunch of money out here in the pandemic. And what happened after the pandemic, a lot of that money started to dry up. So you start seeing people selling their houses and stuff, trying to move into apartments and all that. I think it's the same thing that they doing, Master P and them doing. They sell their houses and trying to give off the image that they're doing something that's not there. Because what happened, if I own a house, why I'm going to sell it and go rent something? It just don't make sense to me. Especially when the prices if prices are going are on sale at that time. I'm gonna take the money and go buy more property and stuff like I did. Property is cheap now. I still don't see them going to go buy anything. So, uh, pristine quality appliance repair. Right on, brother. Thank you. Yeah, Yale is Yale is in New Haven in the hood. Yeah, yeah. All of the stuff is in the hood, but just the fact that that they try to make it seem like that Jackson State was such a bad place and this and that and whatnot. You know, I don't mind if he I don't care if he goes or not. But like I say, we were just that close to actually changing everything. And those young men, they put on a great show. I mean, a great show. I ain't seen none of the other bowl games that were on. You look at the other bowl games, that Celebration Bowl was sold out. I would like to see the numbers of people watching it. 'Cause, I was at a restaurant at the right towards the end of it. We was at a restaurant, and I saw people on their cell phones and stuff tuning in and watching it. So everybody was watching it, and so you had all the eyes on you. Matter of fact, you got more coverage than Alabama did this year out there at Jackson State. And then they say, well, why the alumni don't give back? The alumni most of the time are broke. If Master P ain't got no money to send his kids to pay for his kids' college, they ain't me saying it. That's his son saying it. That ain't me saying it. That's his son saying it. That they ain't have no money to pay for college. If he ain't got no money to pay for his college, then how you expect somebody who got $60,000 already on student loans and ain't making $100,000 a year? How you expect they gonna have money to pay for their kids tuition and come back and give 30 or 40 thousand a year? Like I said, for some of those football tickets, those people give 30, 40 thousand a year just to be on the just to get in position to buy season tickets. So and you have to, and it goes by. You just can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna pay this year to get the ticket." Nah, they look at how long you've been paying too. So they go back grandfathers and stuff. Will there? You can leave it in your will to leave your season tickets to places to your kids and stuff. So we just ain't got there yet, but we're making strides to get there. Same thing. Like I say, if we could have grabbed just one whole block down here in Summer, if we could have just grabbed one whole block down here in Summer and put it together where we could have had entertainment, all that stuff. Just imagine what it would be like. Now you can't afford to come here because now the cat is out the bag. Everybody know, oh, it was cheap. They came and bought it, and now they show up and ask me if I had a dime for everybody that if I had a dime for everybody that the church send down here every day asking me about a building for sale, I wouldn't have to work no more. I probably could say Master P kids to college off of that. They instead of them buying the buildings and stuff with me, they now come up. They now send people down here asking them me about a building, and the people that they saying don't have the money to buy the building. They looking to try to rent something. They ain't gonna be able to rent nothing. You're not gonna be able to afford it. So, all right, it's 9:03. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you hadn't already, you want to get into this appliance repair business, please, I, please get into it. If you don't, like I said, you don't have to even just come to me to get into it. I want you to get into it so your family won't have to go through that. Um, uh, I think I do a great job of teaching you how to get into the appliance repair business. But if you don't want to come through me, that's fine. Just get your family into it, man. Get your family into it. They got plenty of places you can go. You can go to SSG Academy in Atlanta. You can go to TMM Academics. You can go to Cornerstone. You can go to Fred's Appliances. You can go to Dryer Appliances. Just go, man. Get into this trade because I don't know how long it's going to be open for you to be able to get in here. Well, I have to get a contractor's license. Once they start saying you got to get contractor's license and stuff, it's a wrap. You ain't gonna be able to get in, and you don't want that, man. This is the last of the skilled trades that you can do this in. Right now it's 1969, and they haven't really put together the National Electrical Code and stuff. where you have to go get an electrical contractor's license. And they're just telling you just come on up and sign up and get grandfathered in. They'll give you a license. You can just take no test. That's where we're at right now. Just think if you had gotten into that early on, gotten into somebody in your family had gotten into plumbing, they got into electrical, they got into HVAC in the early days before they put all these restrictions in it. And y'all had all these family members coming through HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. Where your family will be, your whole family will be different. Right now, like a young man who just got the $1,000 in 3 days, he said that's changed his whole family right now. Not only is the money changed, but the whole mindset. Where they say now it's possible. This stuff is real. Where his wife now and stuff is looking at the books and making sure that the money and stuff coming in. They just didn't believe it. It changes everything. I'm telling you, man. Please, please, please. I can't beg you enough for you all to get in. And it's just not for African Americans, for everybody. If you having a hard time and stuff, you don't have to struggle here in the United States. There's so many different so much work out here in appliance repair. You got to think over the last 30 years, they don't push skilled trades off the school system. So it's wide open right now. They need us. Right now, let me see if my civil engineer responded back. Uh, I don't think he even responded back. My civil engineer. Right now, I had to make some changes to my drawing for my civil with my civil engineer, uh, and nah, he ain't responded back. I have to get back with him. But he no, it's just getting somebody to do those things, man. It's becoming a real struggle. It's becoming a real struggle to get somebody to do it. Even appliance repair. I told you all, I'm slowing down, and even though I'm slowing down, it's picking up. It's so much work out here for appliance repair. It's ridiculous. Um, and right in my little small town, I just saw that they're building another 200 some homes coming out here. Um, no, it's ridiculous how much work is out here and how much money you can make to actually start buying real estate and developing other stuff. Once again, I want to thank you all for watching. I'll be back on Thursday, and y'all take care. All right, bye bye.